with our collective idol, Mr.
No one
Jim
would
Carrey.
ever know it. You are so slick right out of the gate.
Right?
Unbelievable the way you put that together.
It's not our first rodeo, Jim.
Are you a student of the National Institute of Broadcasting by any chance?
Born and raised.
Really?
Yeah.
It's something more special, I think, to come here and be recognized. I feel like I have a connection with people. All of these films that have kind of stood the test of time and been special for people for a while, they're too much to ask for.
Early in the morning,
My people, we have a emergency. This is a SOS message. What the hell has happened to Jim Carrey? Jimmy Carrey. Jimothy Carrey. One of my favorite actors from the 90s, the noughties, Mask, hilarious film, Liar Liar. Because that monstrosity, what we saw in that French award show or whatever, not only is that not Jim Carrey, that's not a human, bro. That's not human. Now listen, I know what some of you lot are thinking. Here we go again. The conspiracy theorists are back at it again. Now, first things first, I am a conspiracy theorist. I ain't gonna lie to you, yeah? I love a good conspiracy. What can I say? Yeah, I'm putting my hands up. I love a good conspiracy. Right? Turns out most of the conspiracies are actually correct, and everything that we've been taught and told is a straight lie. So yeah, team conspiracy for the win. However, when it comes to conspiracies, yeah, around cloning and things like that, listen, I'm open-minded to anything. If you tell me that over there was inside job and we didn't actually land on that over there, I'd be like, you know what? Shit, I ain't been there. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been into space. Do I know the Earth's flat? Shit, I don't know. I don't know. But the cloning one, I've never really. I'll be open to hearing anything, but the cloning one, I'm always like, I don't really talk about it too much. You know what I'm saying? Celebs getting cloned, people getting cloned, right? And people put forward a lot of good arguments. But when I saw Jim Carrey go viral for looking like that, talking like that, I thought to myself, we might have something here. Listen, boys, listen, girls, we might have something here. You lot might have been right about this one as well, car. What the hell was I looking at? Now, I'm going to talk about a few things in this video. I want to talk about his appearance change, but I also want to talk about Jim Carrey as a whole and some of the things that he's spoken about. You know, he's spoken about the Illuminati. He's spoken about Gnosticism. He's spoken about sexual alchemy. Yeah. And a lot of people seem to think that Jim Carrey is one of the few people in Hollywood who exposes this stuff because he's against it. I'm here to tell you that's not true. Yeah, and it breaks my heart. I love Jim Carrey. Well, as much as you can love a celebrity. I like Jim Carrey a lot, yeah? Big part of my life. But I know what these people are. Jim Carrey may be more on the Kanye side, where he's like, he's wrestling, he's battling between, I don't know what he knows is right and what's wrong, or battling between, should I be a rebel? Should I be exposing this stuff? And then also like, let me fall in line because I live a good life. I'm a celebrity. Right, Jim Carrey, it gives me one of them ones, them Kanye ones, where you might talk a lot and convince people that you're exposing people or exposing these things, but really you're just part of the system, man. Let's just get straight into this video, guys. I'd really appreciate if you just like the video for me, watch it all the way through to the end, because I'm about to talk about some stuff that many of you may not know. If you want to support me further, head over to my Patreon link. I dropped a video about more Epstein related stuff on my Patreon today, in fact. Yeah, I dropped a new video today. So head over to my Patreon. It's cheaper than your daily coffee. And if you do want to subscribe to Patreon, don't do it on the iOS app, do it on the actual Patreon site. You save yourself some money because iOS seem to add like another £1 or something for their own charges. So do yourself a favor and don't go on the iOS stuff. Anyway,
I'm sorry, but who the hell is this supposed to be? Because last time I checked, Jim Carrey's eyes are brown, not blue. So who the hell is this? These aren't the same person, guys. This is insane. They got to Jim Carrey, guys.
Bro, there is no way that's actually Jim Carrey. This video of Jim Carrey is going around right now and people are genuinely concerned. I mean, I saw this video and I thought he had to be putting on a look for a new role or something. Cause I mean, just look at him now compared to him at the Sonic 3 premiere. I mean, he looks like he's wearing prosthetics or something. And it's crazy because back in 2025, there were actual medical professionals making videos about how he was already starting to look different. Like this guy pointed out in his his vid, look at how he looks compared to 2022 through 2025. Like something was going on. And I don't know why, it just hardly sounds like him and his demeanor's acting kind of funny.
Excuse me, but who is this man? You guys know I'm never down for conspiracy theories and I always come on here and debunk them, but I'm with you guys on this. This is not Jim Carrey. Whose nose is that? Whose nose is that? Whose eyes are those? Whose face is that? Now, I've seen a lot of people commenting saying, oh, maybe he got a facelift. Maybe he got some work done. Why is the whole configuration of his nose completely different? It literally looks like there's a cast of a different nose over whoever's nose that is. And the amount of makeup. When have we ever seen Jim Carrey step out in a full face of makeup? I see the bronzer on his nose. Let's go. Y'all are going to tell me that's not bronzer? Since when? I understand he's in his 60s now, but he has never ever come out with bronzer on his face, full face of makeup, eyebrows filled in. Who is this?
What we are looking at, think about this. We've got documented evidence, documented for the last 40 years of the type of character Jim Carrey is. Jimothy, yeah? What we saw at that award ceremony was not, I'm not saying it's not Jim in terms of biologically, it's not Jim. I'm just saying that's not Jim. That's not the Jim that we know and love. I played a clip at the start of this video of Jim Carrey in 2024 versus him now 2 years later.
First rodeo, Jim.
Are you a student of the National Institute of Broadcasting by any chance?
Born and raised.
Really?
Yeah.
It's something more special, I think, to come here and be recognized. I feel like I have a connection with people.
See the difference, the stark contrast. Now, let's say for example, it's plastic surgery. You know, he's getting old. Jim Carrey is one of the richest humans in the world, right? Relative to the rest of the world, my man's in the top 1%. You're telling me man can't afford a more appropriate or better plastic surgeon who can make him look younger but not change his whole facial structure? Brother, he's got green eyes now. Why does my man have green blue eyes when we know documented facts for the last 60 odd years he's had brown eyes? What happened? Yeah? What is he? Oh, he's just wearing contact lenses now. Why? Why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm not even telling you that man's clone, man's a lizard. I don't even know what to think. I'm baffed. I don't know what to think. But what I know is this ain't normal. There's copious amounts of examples. Selena Gomez, not Ryan Reynolds, the TV presenter Donnie. Like Ariana Grande, like whoever it is, Britney Spears, all the Disney stars. There's numerous examples of Hollywood sucking the soul out of these people, and the way they're changing their aesthetic it's weird. People always claim that Jim Carrey, he's always hated award shows.
I'm doing just fine. I just, there's no meaning to any of this. So I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're celebrating.
You got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons.
in
Boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons?
Touched to be a part of this great tradition. I feel as if I just won the lottery. And it's something more special, I think, to come here and be recognized.
He's always had this nihilistic kind of approach to celebrity culture. Now, I don't ever doubt for a second that Jim Carrey has wrestled with fame and struggled with fame. I've got no doubt about that. I truly believe that he's often struggled with that reality where you're rich, you're successful, but you may be single, you may be alone. Like, what's it all worth? What does it all mean? I've got no doubt that he thinks about these things, because he does. This is a fact. I've actually got proof, and we're going to talk about it so soon. But it's what you do with those existential questions and existential thoughts that matters. And fun fact for you, yeah, if you didn't know, Jim Carrey released a book in 2020. The book was called Memoirs and Misinformation. And while it's a kind of semi-autobiography, it's also a science fiction book. But Jim Carrey himself has claimed this is one of the realest things he's ever wrote. We can see that the book is about a wealthy, lonely and aging actor as he struggles with his relevance in Hollywood, battling existential dread and loneliness despite his fame, right? But the second half of the book turns into some surreal, apocalyptic, Black Mirror type shit where the elites are like taking over celebrities and like making them AI and make it like digitalizing them and like taking them over so they fall in line or things like that. That's what I believe the book is about, right? How interesting is that when there's rumors about Kanye being a clone and this person being cloned and that person all of a sudden being whatever. You know what I'm saying? There's all these things, and Jim Carrey does a book about this, right? Again, hiding things in plain sight. Who knows? Nicolas Cage is apparently something to do with the book. I think Nicolas Cage features in the book as one of his good friends. Apparently they're best mates, one of his best mates. Remember what I said about Nicolas Cage in my Charlie Sheen video? They're also very good mates. Nicolas Cage being a known occultist. Fact. The man bought a haunted house that was linked to like sacrificial murders and witchcraft. He bought that house. Don't think he owns it anymore. He might do. He also bought a tomb. Yeah, a tomb to put his body in because he's into occult things. I've already done videos on Nicolas Cage. Yeah, go watch my Charlie Sheen video if you don't know. Nicolas Cage, he is a fully admitted occultist, right? And Jim Carrey's friends with him. Features in this weird book. A book about how celebrities get taken over and this, and this. And then we see my man in 2026 looking like this. Even if you don't believe in these type of conspiracies, yeah, you can't sit there and say to yourself, hand on heart, that this doesn't look weird. Why does he look like that? Why are his eyes green when they've always been brown? Why is he talking like that? Oh, it's just age, it's just age. What, you think you can age that much in 2 years? He was talking normally in 2024.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
No.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Come on, Jimmy. Seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it. Secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of it for years now. Talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcom have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on. You know, when they get out there in the woods in a circle naked and they decide these things. And
that first video is usually the video that people use when they talk about how Jim Carrey is for us. He's coming on Jimmy Kimmel and he's exposing the Illuminati and all of the hand symbols, which we know to be true. That's what people use as exposing. But notice, he came on there and he said the word Illuminati. He's mocking us. He's mocking the people that know this to be true. The truth, not industry, the people who seek truth seekers, like the truth industry, like people like me, other people. He's mocking us. He comes on Jimmy Kimmel and first thing he does is all this stuff, right? The all-seeing eye, and then puts his tongue on it because he's kind of mocking it. And he says, don't pretend that you don't know, everyone don't know. And Jimmy's acting confused, but we all know Jimmy is a Freemason. I'm going to prove that in a minute. So he's saying, we both know what this is. Like, you know what this is. It's like, he's mocking, it's satire. You have to understand, when people hide things in plain sight, they often use satire because it nullifies the severity of what they're talking about. If you can talk about something and then laugh at it, it instantly associates that stuff with stuff that's not true. It's a joke, you feel me? That's why a lot of things that are hidden in plain sight is always laughed about. It's a joke. It's all satire, when the reality is it's not a joke. This is literally what they're on. They have their hand symbols. This is what the Freemasons do. But fun fact for you, Jimmy Kimmel is literally filmed in a Freemasonic lodge, bro. Fact. This is the exact same building. On the left, it used to be called the Hollywood Masonic Temple. Literally in Hollywood. Now, Disney bought it over. They took over the Hollywood Masonic Temple and they shoot Jimmy Kimmel live-o in that Masonic Temple. What do we know about Disney? Disney is another Freemasonic founded company. We know Walt Disney himself was part of the Demolay Society, groomed into a Freemason. We know that Disney has Club 33. Club 33 being a reference to the 33rd degree Masons, yeah? And it's a secret society of Disney. You have to get brought into this Club 33 of Disney to be initiated, and you get certain perks and whatnot. Exactly the same as the 33rd degree Free Scottish Rite Masons. Now, on the topic of 33, let's hear what Jim Carrey has to say about sexual alchemy, bro. More occult practices, bro.
About alchemical sexual alchemy. Do you know that the story Jesus, how it's been altered in certain ways? I mean, yes, there was a guy, yes, there was teachings, all that stuff, but there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus. Okay, there is a substance or liquid or a substance that comes from your medulla, which is basically completely looks like the Ark of the Covenant. Has angel's wings around it, the whole thing. The medulla is shaped. Now, is this what? So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is Christ coming down into human form. And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why it comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, was where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up. So you believe without a doubt if Jesus had existed and that he was a sexual being? No, I didn't say that. Oh. I think he probably saved it, so that he could be clear, so that he could be sharp, I forgot what we were talking about. We're talking about sexual alchemy. Yeah, sexual alchemy. What Gnosticism is really about? Gnosticism is really about? I was telling you about running around the 800 meters. Okay. And if this has anything to do, because I have trouble relating this sexual.
That was Jim Carrey talking about Gnosticism. Deep how mad this is. This has gone over everyone's heads. People don't realize what he's talking about. Now, I don't want to go into too much detail about it now. Obviously, feel free to do your research, but I'll just talk briefly about it. Gnosticism is an inversion of Christianity. Christian Gnostics believe that the world is like there is one universe. It's called the One, basically, and that One is the creator of all life, all things, everything. But I'm simplifying now, but underneath that One is something called a demiurge, a false god who created the physical world. So Gnostics believe that we as life, humans, matter, was created by the demiurge, a fake god, and a god of ignorance, a god designed to keep us ignorant, while the one true enlightenment is up there somewhere. And us as humans can access that, right? And that's why a lot of occult groups, they're all about spiritual enlightenment, and you unlock enlightenment through rituals, Freemasonic rituals, alchemy, all these different things, right? There's all these different beliefs. You got Thelema with Aleister Crowley, who believed in sex magic rituals, which Gnostics believe as well, but a different kind. They believe in orgasm, they believe in bodily fluids, having sex with both men and women. This is what Thelema's all about, right? Children as well, if you get me. But Gnostic sexual alchemy and Gnostic like sex magic rituals is about not ejaculating. You can have intercourse, but it's about breath work. It's about harnessing that spiritual energy. He literally breaks it down in that podcast. This is what Gnostics believe, and they believe you can be one with God. You can access the enlightenment of a God through these type of sexual practices where you do not climax. You harness that whatever, Abdullah, or whatever you called it, whatever, you harness that energy and it goes from your whatever, down there, genitals and that, and it goes up your spine, the 33 vertebrae, and into your mind, into your spirit. It sounds like gobbledygook, yeah? But this is the secret of the elites. This is the secret of many secret societies. A lot of secret societies believe that we are just animalistic people who need to be herded. We need to be heard and controlled because we can't understand this type of spiritual awakening, this type of spiritual truth. A lot of occult groups believe this stuff. Unfortunately, one of the biggest sins of humans is thinking that we are God. Yeah, we are the same as, like, we want to be God. We want to be equal footing to God, right? We want to know knowledge. We want to know truth and good and evil and all of that. We think, us as humans, we think we're that level. It's arrogance. All you got to do is look up at the stars in the sky and think how insignificant we really are. We don't know the answers. We can only believe. But I don't want to try and be God. I can't ever create things like this. I can create life with another human being, but I can't create trees and the earth and winds, and I can't do that. I'm not God. But these people think they can be enlightened like God through these type of practices. And Jim Carrey, Jimothy, yeah, whatever that is, some clone or something, he believes this stuff, bro. So people think he's a Christian, but he's not. He's a Christian Gnostic. They believe in a whole different pattern. They believe Jesus came down, right, to show humans how to be like him, enlightened, right? Nothing to do with taking away sins and all these things. Obviously, everyone believes what they believe. I'm not condemning anyone differently, whatever. I respect all beliefs, but I'm just explaining to you what they believe. But Gnosticism is a very old religious view, very old, you know what I'm saying? And it's heavily influenced Freemasonic teachings. It's heavily influenced, I think, the Kabbalah, or did the Kabbalah influence Gnosticism? I think they all influence each other. Ultimately, guys, I don't know what the hell I was looking at, but I know that ain't Jim Carrey. Whether you want to believe it's a clone, whether you want to believe it's a robot, I don't know what it is. But all I know is that's not the Jim Carrey that I really loved growing up. Whole different, he's a shell of himself. But either way, guys, I don't know. If you made it this far to the video, comment 3 brain emojis. Comment 3 brain emojis so I know you made it this far in the video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sticking by me. Support me by heading to my Patreon further if you'd want. No pressure. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay vigilant out there, guys. Peace.